Hey, Brian with Blackseed, thanks for joining. No, it's not an episode of Casting Couch. However, this engine may just me. We'll get into that in a little bit. So, it's torn apart, as you can see, and you know that we're thrashing on this for like a month. And last week we had 14 people in here at one time getting it ready and firing the engine. So why is it apart now? Well, I got a list of issues. We'll go over it. We'll figure out, kind of timeline on this and figure out what's going on with that. We'll talk about that here in a couple minutes, but I kind of wanted to go over Lonestar Throwdown as an event and how that appeals to me, right? Just really in short, when you're traveling for car shows, when you're getting out there and you're hitting 6 or 8, 10, it doesn't even matter if it's local shows or national shows. If you're hitting the same ones over and over again, they're fun to a point, but then there's a point you start seeing the same cars over and over and over. So I keep expanding my radius of travel to events, just to find something different, something cooler. Because I think about it and I'm like, I've been going to car shows for every bit of 20 years with my own car, and it's like it just kind of gets old, and you're going, well, 20 years. Another 40 years, the same exact thing. I just need to get out. I need to come up with a bucket list, get out, rotate my shows every couple of years, do a whole set that's different. So, and that may be kind of where I'm heading in the end of this, but Lonestar Throwdown was one of those shows where, I'm hitting NSRA shows for 18 or 20 years in a row, and I'm like, man, I need something different. I need to look at something different. And I've been working on this truck for like 4 years. And so LST, this is my 4th year. So I get this truck and I'm like, dude, let's check a truck show out of town. So LST was it. I did an interview with Lonnie Ford, great guy, one of the 2 promoters. There may actually be a couple more. Well, it's a bigger crew that helps. I know Lonnie Ford and Radar, those dudes, I think they were the ones who originally started it. 10-year anniversary this year. Originally started with just a few hundred trucks, and then it kind of blew up. So they limit registration to 2,000 trucks. And dude, it's insane. The amount, it rains some years, and it's still packed. When it's not raining, dude, there's so many people at the event that, dude, you're walking shoulder to shoulder with people if you're around the hot cars, and it's extremely hard to get video of any of that. So did my best on that stuff, but the trucks are insane. Completely different than, but it's 10 hours away from me. Completely different styles than we see up here, doing donuts in your local bank parking lot at 11 o'clock on a Friday night. So, although it's not different. Everybody still acts like that, just different cars. Lots of lifted trucks, whether you like them or not, dude. Tons of money put into those things. Talking about bro dozers. I'm a low ride, I'm a guy who everything I own is low. It's either static drop or it's on air ride. That's me. Doesn't matter what it was. My street rods were bagged. Muscle cars, I got to have them low. My daily drivers, a lowered 350Z. The lifted trucks really do nothing for me. But for me, like I was saying, 20 years of the same events, you get out to this and just kind of get fresh trucks, a lot of stuff that went to SEMA, a lot of those, really nicely detailed trucks with the lift kits. But for me, it's all about the bag trucks and the mini trucks and getting back into stuff that I was into in the 90s before I got into the street rods. So that's what you see at this show. You see mini trucks, you see slam trucks, you see a lot of lifted trucks, a little bit of everything. A lot of car clubs come to this event. What I noticed, so I took my slam dually in, right? So I had a registration for this. It didn't make it. You can see it's leaking crap all over the place. But I took my lifted dually in. One thing I noticed is these car clubs come out pretty heavy, and they're set up already so that, hey, they've been going 10 years in a row. They got their own spots roped off. And most of the fairground is legit different car club sections. So by the time Saturday hit, dude, there were so many cars there. I was parked in the back 40 and worrying about, did I grab my in some car club spot? Hey, jump me in. I'll be in the club for the weekend. I don't know. So cool thing. Tons of people, tons of trucks, tons of vendors. I think they said 144 vendors. Registration max at 2,000 trucks. 14 food trucks. That's really all I can remember. But dude, it's just unbelievable event. So something you gotta see. So a couple of the crazy things from the event. So truck got the dually's black, right? So truck got just super muddy, and I wanted to run through a car wash. But so right around that area, the people know that the show's happening that weekend, so they set like pop-up detail shops all over town. So I found these dudes detailing at a car wash, and I threw a short up. You gotta find it, where it says, I'm at the wrong detail shop. So I make a deal with this dude. He's like, dude, we're gonna clean your truck, make it look sharp, $50. And I'm like, done, I'll wait. So they were doing a couple trucks before me. And so I'm chilling, waiting for my turn. The dude climbs in the back, the detailer climbs in the back of this guy's truck. And he climbs on the roof of it. He's wiping it down and washing it, and I'll go, oh hell, I'm gonna have these dudes climbing all over my snug top and roof and everything. This is gonna be a disaster. So they treated me right to clean up the car, and I got to the show. So that was cool. Show's a blast. So the other crazy thing is, like, I think it was Saturday night, there's like, kind of a flyer going around the internet and Snapchat and stuff, and people are like, hey, here's the event tonight. Everybody meets at Costco at 9 or 10 p.m., whatever it was. And they're like, everybody meet there. We're going to ramp this up a little bit. And I'm going, oh, hell, this is going to be good. We got to go to this. So we're talking about going, and then people start posting literally 30 minutes after they say, they're like, don't show up. Don't come to the spot. Cops are all over the place. Store manager has called in the police and told them they got to keep us all off the lot. So I think, in today's car meets, I think the thing is, a lot of people have burned the spots, revving up, doing burnouts, donuts, whatever. I like doing all that stuff, but it seems like some of these spots are pretty hot anymore, just for pop-up meets at least, right? That was kind of interesting. We definitely didn't go to jail this weekend, so that's a good thing. Let's talk about the thrash. So Wednesday night, Destroyer 1320 did a live feed of our thrash. Narcoleptic Customs, also did a live feed, and he was here. I'll drop both of their links in the description. Go check those out. They were crazy with everybody running around the shop and stuff. Also subscribe to this channel as well. And there's another guy that was here, Johnny Clyde Eats. He was kind of hosting while we're working on the truck, trying to get it ready. So, by the way, for a second, for Johnny Clyde Eats, that dude eats fast food every day, and I don't know how he's like 140 pounds. I eat it twice a week, and I'm like 3 times his size. So, I don't know what he's doing different, but check him out. It's pretty good stuff. So I have all of my friends running around, right? And let me say, for people to leave work, to come up here and to stay 11 o'clock at night until our first fire on the engine, dude, is killer. That shows what friends do, helping other friends. Middle of the week, everybody's going back to work except me, who's headed to a car show that week. So I appreciate everybody who showed up for sure, and who got me this far. I mean, when you got 9 guys, even if they put in 4 hours apiece, I mean, and just focused work, it puts you so much further ahead. So they help me. We get it all going. We get the engine fired, breaking in the cam, the seal on the front of the intake. It springs the leak, dude. It's pushing oil, right over the valley out onto the water pump and accessories. And I'm like, okay, well that puts us dead in the water, because now I got to pull that apart, clean it, reseal it, and then get everything back going again. But just laying that intake set up, that gasket maker, that just kind of put us out, right? So we just leave everything and we come back. I come back to like 1.5 gallons of coolant on the floor, and it's a new radiator. I looked this thing over and I'm like, dude, the hoses are tight going in. Radiator looks good. I can't tell where this thing was freaking leaking from. I'm gonna have to. I may just get it all back going, throw some water in it. I know that one clamp was a little loose, but I'm going for it just to be setting and dump like 1 gallon of fluid. I don't think that could happen. Not on the upper radiator hose. So I'm going to fix one problem at a time. Let's fix the intake, get all that going, and I'll just cycle some water through it, and just see if I can figure out, was that the leak, was it not, do I need a new radiator? And so while jacking with all this, I'm trying to calibrate this Airlift Performance air management system. So I got that with fancy controller and all that. And this left front bag just keeps bleeding. It'll bleed down seconds. So it looks like when somebody ran a airline up to the left front, probably my cousin. I'm gonna blame this all on him. And we just zip tied them on for now. I'm looking for some brackets to clean all that up. But when somebody snipped the zip tie, I think they caught the line down by, maybe a foot away from the control arm. So it's airing up the bag, and it just bleeds right back out because the airline's nipped. So I gotta fix that airline. Honestly, I'm cleaning everything up right now. I'm gonna seal it tomorrow. I gotta go get another set of gaskets. And then I'm probably going to let it set till Monday before I fire it again. But I got the airline to fix. I got the hood still to throw on it. And, man, that's kind of where we're at. Oh, I got the brakes to bleed still, too. The master cylinder was giving us issues. When you do 4-wheel disc, you have to have that, and it's all Willwood. you have to have the 1 1/8" master cylinder, and I had a 1 inch, and dude, we bled it for like 5 hours, every different way you think. But we gravity bled it overnight, we pressure bled it, we vacuum bled it, nothing would work. We changed out the master cylinder, all of a sudden just bench bleeding and throwing it on, we had brakes, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna vacuum bleed it one more time, and I can't get, and I lost all brake pressure. That happened the day before the event as well. So brake bleed intake, and then the radiator and airline we didn't even know about till we got back. So those would have been fun things to fix on the road, but that's how I learned most of my stuff. Just you know, over the years, just having to daily drive kind of junk trucks or whatever, you know, drive them and fix them as I go to keep getting to work. Things have changed a little bit over 20 years, but it's still the same. You know, I get out and we'll danger ride them and we'll fix problems along the way. Oh, there's one more thing before we go, from LST. So Welder Up had, I don't know who owned it, but they had something called the Caterpillar. So it was a diesel powered Model A that had like these little tractor tires on the front, and dude, it had tracks on the back of it, and dude was cruising this thing around the fairgrounds. I think I got one shot on one of my shorts of this thing. Of course, I dumped a bunch of shorts just for the guys who are like trying to check out a few vehicles, and I ended up dropping like 70 shorts. But yeah, the Caterpillar from Welder Up is awesome. You'd have to find it in the videos or go look it up. It's pretty neat. Again, check the description. I'm gonna drop some links of some guys that support us. Stuff with Cletus has been a guy I've been following recently. Johnny Clyde Eats, Narcoleptic Customs, Destroyer 1320. But also what I want you to do in the comments, hit me up with some truck shows or car shows. I'm a muscle car guy. I do muscle cars, street rod, anything, customs, trucks. I haven't been to any import shows, really any real big ones, but hit me up with some shows that I gotta throw on my bucket list, so I can go check them out. But hey, thanks for hanging out on Friday night. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.